What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great day today. Getting into this episode of GH, listen, I had it about up to here with Nina's nosy ass. I mean, I'm sick of her. She like a little busybody at this point. My thing is, if you're gonna be messy, and don't get me wrong, I like mess. I like messy people. But if you're gonna be messy, call out the right shit. You know what I'm saying? Be accurate about your mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least be spot on about it. And so far, Nina has been wrong. It's like she's in everybody's Kool-Aid and don't know the damn flavor. And it's so funny because as soon as she sat down and started talking to Sonny about it, she then quickly realized, oh no, I made a mistake. You think? Like a part of her, she like being messy. You know what I'm saying? She don't be in nobody else's business, but people who don't like her. That's the business that she likes to be in. People like Carly, Michael, Willow. She be all up in they shit. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, her bestie Ava got some shit going on, and she told her that. And yet Nina doesn't try to go above and beyond to find out what the hell is going on with Ava though. But you want to be up in everybody else's mess. That just goes to show she doing that shit on purpose. She know good and well that she likes being in their business. Michael, Willow, Carly, anybody who don't like her, she like being all up in their shit. And she know it. But again, if you're gonna be in somebody's business, call out the right shit. And another thing that annoyed me was Sonny. Because when Nina said, oh no, it's a mistake about Carly and Brick being in the same room together, Sonny was like, nah, you did the right thing by telling me. Really? His little short hypocritical ass, let me tell you something. So all of a sudden she did the right thing by telling you. But when it came down to Michael and Willow business and the TJ situation, he clearly told her to mind her business. I remember him telling her that. Oh, you should just stay out of it, stay away from them. I remember him saying that. But when it come down to Carly, oh, you did good telling me. And so, of course, Nina had to ask the $1,000,000 question. Are you feeling some type of way because that's your friend, or is it because Carly's your ex-wife? See, that's why you shouldn't go around trying to be messy, because she was definitely fishing for something. She trying to see if Sonny's still jonesing for Carly. That's all she trying to find out by asking that little simple ass question. Um, and Sonny was just like, listen, Carly could see whoever the hell she want to see, but there needs to be boundaries. And she needs to respect the boundaries and, not include people that are connected to me and her shenanigans. I get where he's coming from with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when Carly came back from Florida, Sonny offered her protection. He was like, I'm going to get you some guards to look after you, you know what I'm saying, while this hook killer is out here. She refused him. She didn't want nothing to do with him, nothing to do with his people. Now, don't get me wrong. Her and Brick are friends. They, created their own little friendship and stuff, which is cool. But she did not call him in a friend capacity. She called him because she needed something. She needed him to do something. It wasn't like, oh, let's go grab a cup of coffee and talk about what you've been up to. It wasn't on that type of level. My thing is, if you got yourself in a situation or you need some help, why not call Sonny directly, because it involves somebody that is linked to him. You know what I'm saying? Dex technically works for Sonny, technically. So she could have directly called Sonny. Why call somebody who's on his payroll and not tell Sonny about it? Better yet, if she needs help with Dex or to get antibiotics, there's other people she could have called besides somebody who's on Sonny's payroll. Like, she could have called Bobby. Mind you, her mother's a nurse. She could easily get her some antibiotics. She could have called Drew. It's other people she could have called. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you don't want nothing to do with Sonny, then you don't want nothing to do with his employees either. I'm just saying. I'm just, keeping it 100. Like, you got to keep it real. You might not agree. That's fine. Everybody got their own opinions on stuff, but that's just my opinion, Get yourself out of it. Like, I respect the fact that Brick was loyal to Carly, like, cause Sonny wanted to know. He was like, so what's going on with y'all? But he let Sonny know, like, listen, ain't nothing going on with us. Not, ain't nothing inappropriate going on. Cause he was like, I'm not gonna do that to you. But I respect the fact that he still held up Carly's, confidence and stuff like that. He didn't reveal anything to Sonny. Even though Sonny's pissed about that, he had no choice but to respect it and let it go. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I respect Brick for that. You know, what's going on between him and Carly and what she asked him to do is none of Sonny's business, in a way. Because she didn't call you. She called Brick. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do agree with Sonny that she shouldn't be calling his people, but still, she did it and it's done, so you don't need to know what it was about. You know, if she wanted you to know, she would have called you directly, even though it does kind of concern you in a way. I don't know. It's just one big complicated mess, basically. So anyway, moving on from that. That whole Willow, Drew, Michael scene, I felt like was completely unnecessary to this episode. I felt bored by it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Michael done found Dex's phone because technically Leo found it, and he wanted to know who the phone belonged to. So Michael charged it up and saw a bunch of emails and voicemails and texts from Sonny and stuff. So he figured out it was Dex's phone. So now he trying to figure out when the hell did Dex's phone get here. You know what I'm saying? It probably wouldn't take Michael long to figure it out the night that Joss was babysitting. He probably gonna put two and two together at some point and figure out what's going on. So Drew decided to do a puff piece or whatever, human piece, whatever the fuck you want to call it. A human nature piece, whatever the hell he called that shit. A story about Willow and Harmony, basically. You know, hoping that somebody from the past or somebody who knew Harmony or something, or Willow connected to them, would come forward and give information on who Willow's biological parents are. Like, who her real family is. But Willow is eager. Like, she's eager, obviously, because of her leukemia and stuff, and she need a bone marrow. So she's very eager to get to this now. And that kind of tipped Drew off, like, okay, so why are you so eager to find out who your family is? Like, why the rush? Because he told her it's going to take some time before somebody come forward. So she tried to cover it up and stuff, and Drew wasn't buying it because he felt like her comments were a bit odd. So it's probably not going to take him long to figure out that she has leukemia and stuff like that. I mean, I understand why she wants to keep it a secret from everybody because she don't want people looking at her different, but you need a bone marrow. So you need to start telling everybody so everybody can get tested, because a bone marrow could come from somebody who's not even blood related to you. So I just feel like for the sake of it, she just need to go on ahead and tell everybody what the hell going on. You know what I'm saying? So they can all get tested. Like, I'm just saying that would be the smart way to go. So anyway, moving on from that, I'm happy that Liz and Jeff had their showdown today or whatever. I'm happy that she finally got some shit off her chest and, he was able to get some shit off his chest. What pissed me off about Jeff was he basically told Liz that she created this narrative that her parents never cared about her, never wanted her. First of all, she created the narrative that was presented to her. It wasn't something she created. Her parents created that fucking narrative when they abandoned her. So don't gaslight her and make it seem like, oh, she created this out the thin blue sky, because that's not what it was. They left her, they abandoned her, and that's what that was. She didn't know why. She didn't know the reason behind it. That's the narrative that they left her with. I mean, what else is she supposed to think? She didn't find out why until 20 plus years fucking later. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is a child supposed to think? She was a damn teenager when they abandoned her. What else is she supposed to think? You just left her with no real explanation. So, of course, in her mind, y'all never gave a fuck about me. I would think the same thing. I mean, come on. This woman done got married, divorced, had children, near-death experiences, a child she thought died. Y'all bitches ain't reach out one time. What else is she supposed to think? Dummies. The nerve of this bastard. Like, Jeff is really pissing me off. Then talking about he felt some type of kinship towards her because Liz is the type of person that goes her own way. Like, she marches to the beat of her own drum like he does. And Liz was like, bitch, we ain't nothing alike. That's where I had to put the pause at. Because I'm like, Madam Liz. I do agree. She's not anything particularly like Jeff, but they do have one thing in common. Jeff is, he liked to swing the ding-a-ling around and have affairs, and Liz, as we all know, has been very generous with the punani over the years. I'm just saying, like, let's be real. She done had her fair share of affairs too. She slept with Xander when he was still married to Emily. She slept with Jason when she was married to Lucky. She cheated on Lucky with Nicholas, so you've been very generous with the coochie too. Now, come on, like father, like daughter. I'm just saying that's where y'all similar. That's how I feel. I feel like that's where they similar at. You know what I'm saying? They like to swing the things around. I'm just, they like to be generous in the sex department. With people that's not their current spouse or whatever. So I feel like that's where they're similar. But I feel like on a parenting tip, I feel like Elizabeth is leaps and bounds and miles ahead of her parents when it comes to being a parent. Because I will say one great thing I can say about Elizabeth, she's the shit as a mother. I can say that. Because unlike her parents, she never abandoned her kids. She raised those kids. She didn't leave them for a relative to raise for 20 some odd years. She never left her kids. I give her props for that. I salute. I salute that. You know what I'm saying? She raised them kids pretty much by her damn self for a lot of years. Still raising them by herself. You know what I'm saying? She had Franco for a couple years, but for the most part, it's just been her and them boys. And I commend that. You know what I'm saying? She's a way better parent than Jeff and Carolyn could ever be. You know what I'm saying? Could ever imagine, hope to be. So I give her props on that one. So anyway, moving on from that. She's trying to make amends with Finn and stuff like that, because she's hoping that the shit that went down with Reiko and Jeff don't affect their relationship and whatnot. And, I don't feel like Finn is blaming her for it. I mean, obviously he's still in his brain, all up in his mind and stuff and in his feelings about it, which is natural. It's natural for him to feel a certain type of way, but I don't think he feels that towards her. But what irritated me was as soon as Nicholas, she ignored all of Nicholas's phone calls and stuff like that, but her and Finn were about to have a very deep conversation, and she ended the conversation to go tend to Nicholas and his bullshit. I feel like that's not a good way to try to reconcile what's going on between you and Finn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Finn asked her, like, okay, what's going on? Is it the boy? She was like, nah, I can't tell you what it is. See, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna bring confidence to y'all relationship if you can't tell him what's going on. And I feel like she got enough drama in her life. She don't need to keep dealing with Nicholas and his bullshit. Nicholas was like, he was pissing me off with the way he was threatening his girl. Cause I'm like, first of all, he done came in there, basically told Esme to pack her shit cause he's taking her to a new location, to a more secure location or whatever. And the way he threw that bag at Esme, I said, bitch, you wouldn't throw nothing at me. I'm just saying, I ain't like the way he threw that bag at her. I'm like, yeah, throw something else at me. I'm fucking you up. I'm just saying. Nicholas is getting a little too big for his britches. Like, I don't understand what's his issue, but I get his issue, but it's like, yeah, you're not going to throw nothing at me. I don't care how mad you are. You better get that shit together. So Esme sitting here talking about she in pain, and Nicholas wasn't buying it, and she was like, I'm really in pain. He wasn't buying that bullshit. So he had her lay down and stuff like that. He kept trying to call Liz or whatever to have her come over and check it out. And he basically threatened Esme. He was like, oh, he said you really gonna feel some pain if you're not in pain right now. I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and watch you threaten this teenage girl. Like you gonna do something to her. Nicholas, don't get your ass beat. I'm just saying, I did not enjoy watching him try to bully and threaten this girl. Don't get me wrong, Esme can hold her own. She lethal. And I do believe she probably lying and faking too. Because I wouldn't put it past her. Esme, like I said, she's a schemer, she's manipulative, and she know how to get herself out of sticky situations. So this could be her just using the baby to her advantage. Like I said, I wouldn't put it past her. But I ain't about to sit here and watch no grown 40-something-year-old man threaten no little 18, 19-year-old either. Like, you gonna do bodily harm to her. Nicholas, go sit down somewhere. Ain't nobody scared of you. And Liz don't even understand. Like, Liz done put herself in the middle of all this bullshit. Because she's sitting there talking about, oh, I'll examine Esme only this one time. You're already in the thick of it now. Because you know that she's being held against her will. And you didn't report it. You didn't say nothing. You lied to Jordan about, what happened on the pier. The fact that Nicholas popped up. So you in the thick of it at this point. Esme ass done passed out. I said, now, she really faking, or is that real pain that she feeling? Like, she dead seriously passed out. Because I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, okay. Um. So anyway, moving on from that, I feel like the conversation between Carly and Jocelyn was very eye opening for me. Where Carly felt like Jocelyn was exactly like her, that was an eye opener for me because I felt like she is a lot like Carly in a lot of different ways. But one of the main ways I feel like she's a lot like Carly is in the men department. Just like Carly, Jocelyn is attracted to men with the edge. She's attracted to dangerous guys. I mean, look at Carly. When she was with Jax, I genuinely believe she cared about Jax. She loved Jax. But she could not stay away from Jason and Sonny and their business and the drama that was going on in their life. She could not stay away from drama. That's what she liked. She liked to be around guys or be with a dude with an edge. Look at Jocelyn. She got a great dude in Cameron. And look at her. She's drawn to Dex. Somebody with some danger to him, with some edge to him. It's parallel between them. I don't get it. Because I know Alexis and Sam are the same way too. They like men with some edge to them. I don't know what that is, but a lot of these women on this show, they like it. You know, they like a little thug. You know, they like a man with got a little swagger and a little thug to him. That's what they like. You know, I mean, you like what you like, but shit, at some point, I'm like, you know, they only like it, and that's the funny part. They like it for the moment until shit get real. When shit get really real, that's when they want to yell, scream, and be like, oh, you're a thug, you're this. Okay, but you knew that when you got with his ass. And that's what irritated me about Jocelyn, because she sat right there and pretty much lectured Dex yet again about working for Sonny and why he's protecting Sonny, why he's sitting here taking a bullet for him, why he's this, why he's that. It's like, Jocelyn, give it a fucking rest. Okay, you sound like a broken record. I'm getting so tired of her and her anti-Sonny shit every 5 seconds. It's like this man is sitting here on his damn near deathbed, and you sitting here worried about why he working for Sonny every 5 seconds. It's like, now ain't the time to talk about that. Like, how about you treat the man and moving along? And it's so funny because even Carly could see that Jocelyn is into Dex, because she was like, this is a hell of a risk that you're taking for somebody that you barely know. And I totally agree with Carly on that. That's how you know she like him. Like, she like him more than a friend, or, you know, because they not even technically friends. I'm like, you hardly know the dude. And you're willing to take this big of a risk? It speaks volumes. And I think Carly realized that. And the mere fact that Jocelyn's going to sit by his bedside the whole night, that's another key factor. Again, I feel bad for Cameron. He a good dude, man. He don't deserve this. Like, your girl sitting by another man this whole time when she could be with you. And this what she doing. And I wonder if she even going to tell him about any of this. I doubt it. I feel bad for Cam. But you know what? It's a learning curve for him. You know, maybe he'll find somebody that'll treat him, treat him right. But anyway, this was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Peace.